Yo guys, welcome back to another Everything Bar and Service. My name is Braden, and today I'm going to be telling you guys how I towed the Prime Minister of Canada's Porsche. Check it out.
Everything, yeah. Everything bar and service. If you just left, reverse and come back. Won't you listen to the boy talking that smack about the food, drink, service, cursing?
Alright, so some of you guys are asking tons of questions right now. It's like, wait, whoa. So many questions. The Prime Minister of Canada, is that a thing? I think it is, maybe. And how did you get in a predicament where you towed his Porsche? Well, it comes to find out that this man was actually a compulsive lunatic liar. Obviously, he was not the Prime Minister of Canada, even though he claimed he was. So, let's back this thing up to where it all began. So, we were having a normal dinner rush at the restaurant. This man comes in and there's a musician that is set up inside. They would usually be outside, but it was raining, so he was inside and he was listening to the musician. You know, it was fairly busy, but yeah, so he was standing around the bar, and you're not supposed to stand around the bar right now because it's COVID. There's no chairs there, so you can get a drink and you can go outside and wait for a table. So this man, of course, gives the bartenders a hard time after they told him, hey, just so you know, you can't stand here. And he was like, kind of whatever, and
like, oh, well, what do you mean? Where am I supposed to stand? I want to listen to the music, blah, blah, blah.
So anyways, that's not a big deal, but he finally gets a table around the musician, like literally right in front of the musician, like 2 feet away. And the bartenders were taking care of him the entire time. And, you know, things were good. He was drinking dirty martinis, you know, he was listening to the music, bobbing his head with his legs crossed, and he got something to eat, which is cool, but he was also a little bit off at the same time. There came a point in the night when we were definitely like, okay, this guy's gonna be an issue. So he stood up and Tucker, what the f are you doing, bro? Get off of the damn couch! Hey! Jesus. Sorry. Anyways, so there came a point where we were like, this guy's definitely gonna be a problem. So he gets up and he finds the bartender that was walking in the dining room at the time, gets into her face. Like, I'm talking, this man was like this. This guy was like, I am in your face and I'm spitting on you. He didn't even have a mask on. What an asshole. But anyways, he was saying some nonsense like, oh, well, if anything goes down, the Prime Minister of Canada is here tonight. And at that point, he didn't say it was him. He just said, the Prime Minister of Canada is here tonight. So we need to have, do you have security here? We need to have multiple people here. You know, their security is not gonna be enough, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, and he's like pointing and yelling in her face about this. He's like,
if anything goes down, you get me.
Huh? Okay, and you know, he was very aggressive about this, so it was quite strange. So anyways, I'm telling the other manager, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna wind up kicking this guy out in probably about 30 minutes. So the night goes on, and he's somehow, when the musician went on break, he was talking to the musician, kind of weirding him out. Shout out to Mike Cook, who is a great musician. Check him out. Thanks, Mike. So this man finally pays his tab. He leaves his like sunglasses in his sunglass case on the table. He leaves a note for the musician about music he should check out or something weird like that. So, you know, he goes outside. I'm like, thank God this guy finally left. You know, I don't know. His stuff is still kind of there, but I think he's gone. He's drunk or something, and he's gone. He's kind of out of his mind. So it was getting close to probably 9:30, 10 o'clock at night. And I go outside and, behold, the Porsche that is parked out front next to the valet stand was his. So there was a Porsche out there, and he was out there talking to the valet and kind of bullshitting with him, and they thought he was a cool guy at first. And then it started getting strange when he was basically forcing the valet to joyride his Porsche. A bad feeling about I'm talking about straight up joyride. Get in and go loop. And he would not take no as an answer. This guy was very manipulative. I don't know. It was very strange. Very strange. So the one valet is like, finally, fine. I know, okay, it's stick shift. I'll go give it a drive around the block and come back. You know, we're not supposed to do that, obviously, liability reasons and stuff, but this guy was very, very persistent and very not taking no as an answer. So the one valet, there was two valet guys on. So the one takes the car off, comes back 5 minutes. He's like, oh, how was it? Yeah, he was like, awesome, it was cool, it was great. And then he essentially was like, all right, well then you get in. You go for a ride with him. So he made both of the valets get in on a busy Saturday night and go around and drive and joyride this Porsche. Which you might think, like, wow, that's pretty badass. They got to drive, you know, joyride this freaking awesome, expensive Porsche. But this man, this is when it gets interesting, okay? This is when it gets exciting. Don't leave on me yet. This is the good part. This is where it gets interesting. Okay, so he goes around the valet stand, stands behind it, almost like he is the new valet, like working the valet stand. Okay, so he's around there and I'm watching him. I'm like, all right, well, that's extra strange and suspicious. So I'm watching him and all of a sudden he opens up the drawer to the valet stand. This is where they keep their tip money, their phones, their wallets, basically all of their belongings and tips. And he starts rooting around in there and I was like,
oh, hell no.
So I run out there and I was like, yo, hey man, how can I help you? And he's like, it's just very nonchalant, like,
hey, how's it going? And I was like,
hey, so just so you know, you're not supposed to be behind here, and I saw you rooting around in there, and that makes me very nervous because that's where they keep all their belongings and tip money. So you can't stand there. You cannot be there. And he was like, oh, well, your boys. Your boys. He kept saying the boys. He's like,
your boys have my Porsche right now. So they will, your boys have my Porsche right now. And if they don't return it in 15 minutes, they're going to go to jail.
And I was like, all right, that's cool, but you can't stand here, man. Like, you're sketching me out. And then someone comes up with a valet ticket to get their car returned. Obviously, there's no valet there. So I grabbed the ticket and they almost hand it to him because he's like so acting like he works there, which obviously he doesn't. He was smoking like Virginia Slim cigarettes that are like this long and skinny. It was so weird, man. This guy was a freaking
cuckoo bird.
He was insane. But he was talking to them, being weird, and I was like, all right, I'll be right back. And I was like, don't talk to him. I don't know him. He's being kind of strange. I said this right in front of his face. I was saying this to the other guest, and I was like, I'll be back with your car. So I go run back, get their car, pull it around, and then when I get back, there is another couple out there, a younger couple, probably in their 20s, and you know, they look like they had a couple drinks too, and they were going back and forth with this man. Like, I don't even know how it started because I wasn't there. But anyways, they started talking shit to him, and then the girl was like, said something about his receding hairline, and he's like,
what'd you say?
And then somehow, you know, the boyfriend was getting involved at that point, starting to raise his voice, and then he made the mistake of calling this man's girlfriend a bitch. This boyfriend lost his ever-loving mind. He got in his face and was like, hey man, you gonna call my girlfriend a fucking bitch? You are a fucking bitch. You better go fucking apologize to her right now. You better go. He was so aggressive. He's like, you gotta go fucking apologize to her right now, or I'm gonna kill you, or something like that. Something insane. And I mean, rightfully so. I mean, good boyfriend. That's very good. Very protective. Got it. Understand. This man's insane. Does not need to be calling your girlfriend a bitch. Good job. So he was like, at that point, it was like, okay. And then he like walks over and he was like, I'm sorry, I called you a bitch. And then they kept like, and then that, obviously that didn't end it. They kept running their mouth, and then finally I was like, God, man, shoot. So at this point, I called the cops because I thought they were about to get in a fight because they were very close to getting into a fight. And this man he's fairly small and skinny, and I was like, this guy's gonna get his ass kicked. And so they get in their truck. They get in their truck to leave, and then as they are pulling out, leaving the parking lot, he goes, bam, one of these. This man runs out of his truck, the boyfriend, he runs out of the truck, goes up to this man's Porsche, rips it open because valet just pulled up. I forgot to say, valet pulled up with the car back, and they're like walking into this, and they're like, oh Lord, oh my God, what the hell's happening? I had no idea. And he rips the Porsche open. The valet was out of the car at this point. Rips the Porsche door open and unbuttons and unbuckles his pants and stands there like he's gonna whip his ding dong out and pee inside of this man's Porsche. And this guy was like, don't touch my car! Don't you dare touch my car! Why are you touching my car? Losing his freaking mind, okay? Ooh, this is when I was like, oh my God, all right, we need the cops to get here because this man is not gonna listen to me. If I told him to leave, he's gonna come up with this elaborate story why I can't leave him, blah, blah, blah. And then at this point, he was telling guests, he was like, we don't like your kind around here or something like that. And I was like, uh-oh. And he's like, you are never welcome here again. You are never welcome here. We don't like this. And acting like he owns the freaking place. Like a lunatic. And I was like, no, don't listen to him. He doesn't work here. I don't know who he's from. He's from Canada. He's the Prime Minister of Canada, apparently. But don't listen to him, because he's not. At this point, he was being insane. And then those people do leave. They don't fight. But right after they left, the cops pull in. And I told the cops, gave them the description. You know, I dialed 911 and called him, gave them the description of this guy's harassing guests. He's acting like he's working here. He's being a lunatic. He's doing all this crazy crap. And so the cops come up. It was a woman cop, and she comes up, and I was like, it's that guy. It's him. Get him. And so she comes up and is like, can you step this way? And he was like, I don't have to go anywhere. Shocker, he wants to be difficult with the cops. So he kept going around bantering with the cops, saying blah, 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 lawyer this, lawyer that. I am the president of the Porsche Cup of Canada, and I have 10 cars and boys and guys and all these people around. They'll be here shortly. And they're like, yeah, we don't freaking care, man, because this guy's obviously intoxicated or on something. And so they finally get him to go over a little bit away from the valet stand. You have two options. It could be the easy way or the hard way, which was like my favorite part that the cop said. I was like, yeah, make it the hard way. I want to see this guy get thrown to the ground. But no, he eventually basically was like, all right, I'm not gonna resist arrest, let them arrest him. So they pull him over to the cop car. Turns out this man had both of the valet's phones and wallets and 17 valet tickets. 17 valet tickets for whatever reason in his pocket. And, you know, the other cop comes up for backup, and then he comes up and he's like, why is it always the rich ones that are the weird kooky ones? I was like, bro, I don't know. I don't even know how this man got this Porsche. I don't even know if it's his. It's probably stolen. You should probably check that. And because why would a man that owns a Porsche steal a 19-year-old valet's wallet? Like, I don't understand. His reasoning was that it was security because they were driving his Porsche, which makes no sense. Like, a dude's wallet that has like $100 in it, you have your $100,000 Porsche, that's your security deposit? Okay. So, yeah, this man, he started getting handcuffed, and he was like,
Boys, they don't tell me where my keys are, boys! Make sure they get my keys! Give the keys, they won't tell me where my keys are, boys! And
he's getting taken away, and they're like, yeah, no one's getting their keys. And so the cops come back, and I was like, yeah. And they're like, yeah, we're just gonna tow his car. I'm like, yeah, get that shit out of here. I went over, I did a verbal interview, or an interview on the recording. That way, you know, if anything goes to court, it's there of what happened from a manager's perspective. So, anyways, that is pretty much the end of the story. Never saw this man again. I got his picture in the jail log. I don't know if I'll share it for a privacy reason, but maybe I'll just share the top of his head so you can see his receding hairline like that girl called him out on. But, anyways, yeah, so the cops came, waited around for 20 minutes. They didn't even take him away. He was just sitting there watching his Porsche get towed away. And then when his Porsche got towed away, then they took him. It was freaking excellent. Oh, I forgot to say, even he was saying, oh, my wrist hurts whenever they were pulling away. And anytime, if you're getting arrested and you say they got hurt, they got to call an ambulance. The ambulance came, checked him out. He was fine. He was being a little bitch. But, yeah, guys, so that is my story of towing the Prime Minister's Porsche. Alright guys, thank you so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed the story. These tales, that one is going to be hard to top. That one is definitely going to be hard to top. So if anything else happens, I'll let you guys know. And thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you like what I'm doing. It means a lot to me. It really does. And I will see you guys on the next video. Peace!